Physical Ultimate Gohan, or I should say Beastless Gohan, as you guys can clearly see there, as well as Tech Orange Piccolo arriving when they did for Global, has created a gap within Global Dokkan's future schedule more around the month of April. And before I go ahead and show that to you and explain why that is, this means there's three possibilities now for Global Dokkan's future, again, during the month of April. Either A, we have the earliest JP to Global Dokkan Fest release, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Either B, we have a really dry month where we get no new unit, maybe some global first EZAs and maybe some global first content, definitely a possibility. Or last option, we finally get a global first character. Now, again, there's a lot to talk about in this video, definitely some reasons to think that this won't happen, and I do think there's reasons to think that this will happen. But regardless, before I actually hop into it, a really quick subscriber challenge or like challenge if you are already subscribed. And today I want to help you with your predictability, okay? I want you to be able to walk the streets with a little bit more mystery to your character, and that's what I'm basically helping you with today. So go ahead and look at any one of these anniversary characters, either Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, or the base Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Look at one of these two anniversary characters. If I can guess the one that you are looking at today, don't lie to me. You got caught being too predictable. You got to subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. Road to 1 billion subs, by the way. But of course, I will mention this. If I don't pick the one that you are thinking of, then congratulations on moving with a little mystery. Shout out to you. You can skip today's subscriber challenge, but I will catch you lacking in the next one, so stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm giving you 3 seconds to pick a character and lock them in. You cannot change it after that. 3, 2, 1. If you're looking at the Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you got call lacking today. You gotta subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. Listen, I almost stuttered there because of how predictable that was. Don't let me catch you lacking again. You gotta subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. But of course, if you didn't look at them, you can skip. Let's hop straight into this video. So let me just explain the Global Dokkan gap first. The reason why I say it's happening towards the month of April for Global is because the Dokkan, or the units that drop on JP Dokkan during late April, usually come to Global now in the month, late December, usually come to Global during the beginning of April. And just to show you that, 2 years ago, we had AGL Pycon and Tech Janemba. They dropped late December for Global, for JP Dokkan, and they released very early April for Global Dokkan, okay? Then the year after this, what did we get? STR Kid Buu, as well as the transforming Goku, basically, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. They dropped again late December for JP, and again released early April for Global. So the point I'm trying to make is that the late December Dokkan Fest for JP equals the early April slot for Global, except that this year that won't be the case because we already have the late December units that JP basically released, which means the question becomes, or I guess when I said which means, what the heck is dropping, right, for Global Dokkan during the early months of April? Now, I want you to understand something, okay? We currently have 3 characters that we're missing from JP. We have this Tech Bardock, we have this I almost said Janemba, Int Yamcha, as well as the Carnival Goku. Now, it doesn't really matter what happens here, but I just want to paint you a picture, okay? In the month of February, one of these, Dokkan Fests are going to, personally, I think it's going to be Yamcha. I think Yamcha is dropping next month with Carnival Goku, but let's just say it's Bardock, doesn't really matter. One of these Dokkan Fests are arriving next month for Global, and this Carnival Goku will most likely be the Part 2 LR that drops, for Global Dokkan next month. Whichever Dokkan Fest doesn't release next month will most likely become the early March slot for Global Dokkan, and then we move into the Saiyan Day celebration that both Global and JP Dokkan shares. This is the same thing that happened last year. If you remember AGL Trunks, right? AGL Trunks was, the late October Dokkan Fest for JP, and he released early March for Global because Trunks did not have a Part 2 LR. which means that it's a perfect time to fit him into that, you know, that March slot. Just like JP, remember that JP released this Ginyu. Ginyu did not have a Part 2 LR. They slid him into that March slot because, again, both Global and JP share Saiyan Day later on in the month. So there's no room for a Part 2 LR for both Global or JP in, again, the month of March. So personally, I think it's going to be Yamcha and Goku next month. And then Tech Bardock will be that early Dokkan Fest for March for Global. And then boom, Saiyan Day takes place. Now, after Saiyan Day, what in the world is going to happen? Because remember, we already have Gohan and we already have Piccolo. So after Saiyan Day takes place, right, around the early April slot, again, there's three options. The first option, which is what I mentioned before, a really early JP to Global Dokkan Festival exclusive release. So what I mean by that is whenever Global gets, let's say for the purpose of this video, that Bardock is releasing early March for Global. When Bardock releases early March for Global, whatever Dokkan Fest that JP gets, let's just say it's a, you know, UI Goku, okay? What they could do is say, all right, UI Goku drops early March for JP Dokkan, and then both Global and JP share Saiyan Day, and then in the month of April, Global Dokkan receives this UI Goku, which would make that UI Goku one of the earliest turnover characters of all time, because we've never had a character on JP to release, a Dokkan Festival character to release on JP, that released literally 1 month later on Global Dokkan. It's usually about 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 months of a wait. I don't remember the last time we had to wait only 1 month for a Dokkan Fest, unless it was like something like a Global First, you know, shenanigan thing, which, you know, you understand. So, that's definitely a possibility. So basically what I'm saying is, think of Ginyu, right? Ginyu dropped early March for JP. Imagine him, because there's nothing else Global could receive, right? I just imagine Ginyu dropping early April for Global Dokkan if this was 2022. If that doesn't happen, which I don't think it will, because JP likes to wait a little bit before giving, I wouldn't say JP likes to wait, but Bandai or Akatsuki or whoever usually likes to wait around 2 to 4 months before releasing a specific Dokkan Fest character on Global Dokkan. I don't think whoever drops in March for JP is going to release that early for Global. So let's just say that doesn't happen. Then we either get into the speculation of maybe some Global First EZA, some Global First content, a really dry 2-week period, or we finally get a Global First character. And that's the reason why I have STR Goku pulled up here, because the last Global First character we received is all the way in we're approaching 3 years since the last Global First. And this is why I think people can easily sit here and say, I've also said it myself, I don't think we're ever getting a Global First ever again. It definitely does mix up the schedule a lot, but my argument to that is, like, who cares? Like, Global Dokkan's schedule has always been wonky for the longest time. At that point, it just doesn't really matter anymore, right? Global Dokkan's schedule being messed up is not anything new. Every Global player is used to that at this point, right? So I don't think you can really use that as an argument against getting a Global First. I will also mention that if Global wanted, because as you guys can see, we're getting very close to JP. Global Dokkan sharing all of this content with JP makes Global and JP get extremely close. However, I think it's very obvious that Global Dokkan and JP will not catch up, because if that was going to happen, right, if it made sense for them, it would have happened, I think, a long time ago. And I'm pretty sure it's a question that they posed to themselves a year or 2 or 3 ago, right? And we also, just so you understand, right, just so you understand how far Global and JP, or I guess the producers like Bandai, whoever, they think very far ahead, right? They already have the 10th year anniversary units planned, like they mentioned in that live stream, right, where they revealed the 8th anniversary unit. So it's not like they're just gonna, hey, let's just make Global and JP catch up. If they were going to do that, I think it would have been done already, which means that they want to keep Global and JP separate, which means that if they want to do that, we're going to need some type of barrier, some type of unit, some type of event or something to increase the gap between Global and JP, because like I said, we're getting very close right now, but we're clearly not sharing the anniversary with JP, so we're clearly not meant to catch up to JP Dokkan, right? So if we, dude, not only we're like 1 month away, but let's just say that the March Dokkan Fest does drop in April, right? For Global Dokkan. Then late April, we get Golden Week. Remember that. Golden Week happens for both Global and JP towards the end of April, all the way into May. And then a Dokkan Fest then, releases late May, early June for both Global and JP. If we're not going to get a Global First right now, we could also easily get a Global First towards then, right? Around the May-June area. Because the same problem we're having right now is the same, or I guess I should say now. I mean, the problem I'm pointing up to that's going to come up in April could easily again happen in May or June, which is the fact that what unit is Global Dokkan going to release, because we already have everything that JP has, right? Literally. So if they want to keep the gap between Global and JP, they're going to have to do something. And again, either Global First EZAs, Global First content, or just some type of weird celebration. I literally do not know. Or it's going to be a Global First unit. And I would love for Global Dokkan to receive a Global First unit. And yes, I understand that a lot of Global First nowadays in terms of EZAs and stuff, appears like really, really quick on JP. And I get it, but Global First is a Global First, okay? I don't care if it drops a day later on JP. If Global gets it first, that is a massive W for Global, especially when JP is known to get things first. So we take the W's when we can, okay? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. If we do get a Global First, I want you to predict it right here in the comments right now. And that way, when we do get a Global First, we can go back to this video and see who guessed it right. And if we don't get a Global First, then I'm very, very interested to see what's going to happen. I wanted to bring this to your attention though, because Global Dokkan schedule could definitely get even more weird during these months. So I wanted you to understand why that could possibly happen, what's the future looking like for Global, and all of that good stuff. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to put my pick in here right now. Global First, I'm going to say, let's get, again, it has to be a hype character, right? Because, dude, STR, who would have thought that STR UI Goku would have been a Global First character, right? That sounds, if you're telling me that that a UI Goku, just standalone UI Goku was coming to Global First, I would have called you, a clowns, right? So I would say, let's put in the guess right now, a Global First, and they dropped a Goku too, huh? I'm going to say a Global First LR God Vegeta. That's my guess. LR, Global First God Vegeta, obviously from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. I think that would be absolutely sick. We still need a God Vegeta in the game. It's crazy how we don't have a God Vegeta in the game. So sign me up. I would definitely take that. And again, if it doesn't happen in the month of April, expect something to happen in the month of, May or even June. And that is if Global does receive the Dokkan Fest that JP gets in March as early as April for Global. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, please leave any question in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer it for you. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and peace.